Hi, it's joElla Milan, licensed esthetician. And tonight I want to talk to you about skin cancer. And it's a subject that I know because I've had it several times. And the reason I'm bringing this up and bringing it to your attention is that I find, whether it be online, in magazines, and whatever you look at, they do not show you what to look for skin cancer. They show you these horrible pictures, and they go, "Do you have this skin cancer?" Well, by the time you look like those pictures, you're in a lot of trouble. I want to tell you what to look for earlier so that you don't get into a lot of trouble. So, one of my first episodes is when I was younger. I had a mole on my shoulder. And, and I was young and I didn't want any scars, so I went to a plastic surgeon and had him remove the mole for me with no scars. And I'd asked him if he had taken a culture on it and made sure that it was okay. And I could tell by his face he didn't do that. So anyway, we go along years later, and I had a black mole on my shoulder. And I had a few people say, you better go get that checked. It was very black, but it was about the size of a pencil eraser. It wasn't that big. Nothing, just the fact that it was dark. Otherwise, you wouldn't think anything of it. So I went and had it checked with the dermatologist, and she says, I think this is melanoma. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So she did a surgery on it, in the diameters to take it out. And when she sent it in to get it tested, it ended up being in situ melanoma. So we had to go back and do another surgery. So I have a big scar back here from that surgery. And the thing that she said is, she goes, you had surgery there before. And I remembered it was that mole that I had that plastic surgeon take out years before. He never got it all the way out, never checked to see what it was. And it came back later as in situ melanoma. So thank God that all worked out okay, and I get checked regularly, and I'm okay with that. And I've had a few other things taken out that through the years. If I don't like something, I go right into my doctor and either get it burned up or cut out. That's just the way I am. Well, just now, I had surgery yesterday, and just a few weeks ago, right at the bottom of my back, it felt just like amelia, a little tiny little amelia, which, which you get on your face, those little hard balls. I had a little hard ball, and I thought, oh, I got amelia on my back, how strange. And I was trying to play around with it, and I couldn't do anything with it. So I had an esthetician friend of mine look at it, and she said, no, that's not amelia. But, so I saw her a whole week later, and it had grown. And I had her look at it again. By then, it was almost like the size of a wart, and it was a little bit rough. And I said, does this still look like a pimple to you? And she said, no, you better go get it checked. So by the time I got in, 3 weeks later, I got into the doctor, and she said, I could tell right now this is a squamous cell, which is a form of skin cancer that grows really fast. So in 3 weeks, it went from a little tiny little bump to this bigger squamous cell. So I went in yesterday and they took it out for me. And I was talking with the doctor, and she said that squamous cells grow very rapidly. And the good point is that they usually, when they grow rapidly, it's on top of the skin versus down below. So, we got it out, and I feel really good about that. But if I wasn't watching that, and the fact that it was at the bottom of my back where I couldn't see, I could have not noticed it for a while and been in trouble. So I want you to pay attention to your skin. It's so important. And I've also found out, talking with the doctor, not only this doctor, but my other doctor, is that if you stay on top of it, you can catch it right away. If you don't, then that's when you get into problems. When you hear people that have had serious consequences from from skin cancer, it's because they waited too long. They didn't do anything about it. So if you see anything on your skin, I don't care how insignificant it is. If it's It doesn't have to be ugly. It doesn't have to be red. It doesn't have to be scaly. It can be just a tiny little mole. Something that wasn't there before, something that's a different color now. Maybe before you had a little freckle and all of a sudden it's black, but it's still tiny. You need to get that checked. And I've found out too that, a lot of times in the legs, lower legs, people can get them. So you need to check all over. And if you haven't been to your dermatologist for a while, you need to go in and get it checked again. Get it checked again, not just by you, but by by a physician that can look at it for you. So I feel really good. I've got bandages on here on my back that'll be there, and I mean I'm fine. I feel great, but I just feel that it's important for you to know that what to look for. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to call me on my toll-free number, and you can always send me an email, and I'm really happy to help you. And I want you to be healthy and have a long life. And I look forward to talking to you about skincare, not so much about cancer, but if you need me, I'm there for you. Thank you. Bye.